When the world comes crashing down on us, they're always there, they're always there, and they're always happy company because they care. Oh, yes, they care. And when you need to take out pain, well, no one else will do. Dial the phone or go on Zoom. Thank God there are friends like you. I said, thank God there are friends like you. Hey Jane, can you believe it? It's actually the second episode of the Rusty and Jan show. We could be the next Ozzie and Harriet.
Yes, and what a great response we had to the first one.
Oh yeah, and tonight's really going to be great too. We have our special friend Jefferson Berry, who's going to sing for us and tell us some stories about his um, life.
And I'm looking forward to talking about his album Double Deadbolt Logic, which I had the honor of playing on the song Troubles with the Mood.
Oh yeah, and you did a great job. You really do back people up really well. So don't forget about Rusty Senior Moment. I mean, this week we're going to be talking about senior discounts and gray privilege.
Oh dear. We will also hear from George Drakopoulos from Melanani Cafe. He'll be talking about to you tonight about coffee.
Hmm. Well, you know what they say: once you go black, you never go back to coffee. That is like, you know.
Yeah. But first, we'd like to play an original song about the times we are living in now.
Oh yeah. Well, you ready?
Yes.
Well, then let's go. This song ain't so funny anymore. Mm-mm-mm-mm. It's about social distancing, and we wrote it together. So it's Social Distance Blues. Been all by myself, I'm lonely for my friends. I got no more projects to last me until this virus ends. Find I'm sleeping later and the cats become confused. She wants me at her food bowl. I think she's got the blues. We got the social distance blues. Yeah. Social distance blues. I wanna see my friends. Will this virus ever end? We got them social distance blues. I'm mostly pretty healthy, but more high risk than the rest. I think I could go out and I'd help some folks if I could only just get a test. Running out of milk again. The bread has got some mold. Don't want to check that label, cause I know we're getting old. We got them social distance blues. Yeah! Social distance blues. I don't wanna hide. I just wanna go outside. We got that social distance blues. I'm doing what they tell me. I always wear my mask. I wash my hands through ABCs. I follow every task. I'm taking extra vitamin. I'm really pushing D. And every day I keep away so that shit don't get me. Ah! I heard we might be able to flatten the curve in 100 days or a few. Admissions would be going down and the death toll goes down too. They say that if we're careful, do what we must do, there may be a time when we can dine and share a hug or two. Till then it's social distance blues. Yeah. Social distance blues. I know it won't be quick, but at least you won't get sick. We got them social distance blues. I know it won't be quick, so wear a mask. Don't be a.
Uh-oh.
We got them social distance blues. And now it's time for Giggin' with Jan.
Here are some local music events happening this month. Today starts the February Album Writing Month, also known as FAWM. With FAWM, you write 14 songs in 28 days along with a collaborative community of musicians worldwide. For more information, visit www.fawm.org. Join the movement and start making music. On February 12th, the Juggernaut String Band will have a live stream Valentine's concert. And for more information, contact Peter Tani.
Oh, that Peter Tani, what a Valentine he would make.
Didn't we talk about this already?
I think we did.
I have a Valentine.
Oh, there we go.
On Sunday, February 28th, the Philadelphia Folk Song Society will present the 9th annual Winter Doldrums concert for suicide prevention. All proceeds will benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and you can purchase your tickets at pfs.org. Looking ahead, on March the 20th, Melalani Cafe will resume outdoor music with Rusty and Jan kicking things off to celebrate Rusty's birthday.
Oh my goodness, another year older.
Oh yeah, you're getting old too.
Yeah.
More details are going to come on that regarding the music schedule, so stay tuned. And now for a word from our sponsor, Melalani Cafe. It's time for George's concert. Take it away, George.
Hey everybody, and welcome to George's Corner, week number 2, where we talk about Malani's music schedule every week. We talk about recipes and cooking tips, a little fun history about Mount Airy, and some prizes and giveaways. Updates. So, just want you to know that every week on Thursday we have our virtual open mic. It's very well attended, so check out and wait for the sign-up list on Facebook. It's usually the day before, so if you want to attend our virtual open mic on Thursday, you need to sign up before. And then we're going to plan for some outdoor live music, probably starting in March. So check out for sign-ups for that too, with Jen Alba. And I'd like to thank Terry Revelle last week for his interview. I thought it was really cool. And I can't wait for Jefferson Barry on this week's segment, so welcome Jefferson Barry. And we're going to have a nice little video that me and Jefferson did last year together. And it's pre-COVID, so just a little fun clip I'm going to throw, a little surprise at the end for you guys. Welcome to a little history about Mount Airy, where we talk about some fun, cool new stuff, where I get to learn about some new information about Mount Airy, and so do you. So actually the name Mount Airy is a name of neighborhoods that came to a later part of the 19th century. But originally, Mount Airy was part of a German township founded in 1683 by a German immigrant called Francis David Pistorius, and that sounds familiar, who purchased 15,000 acres from William Penn. And I got that information from the local Mount Airy CDC. And now let's talk recipes and cooking tips. This week we're going to talk coffee. And why? It's because a lot of the customers love our coffee, like Terry Revelle, Debbie Ansel, Boaz, Andy. I can name so many that really love our coffee. So today we're going to be talking coffee. So basically, there's two different kinds of types of coffee. We have Arabica and Robusta. So Arabica is what we use as a type of coffee bean, and it's grown on the side of mountains, and it has a higher yield, and it's more expensive. It's a sweeter taste, and it has actually less caffeine. And the kind of coffee we use is Lavazza, and that's an Arabica. And that's why you guys love it. The other kind of coffee is called Robusta. And Robusta is it's farmed on flat fields, and it's a lot cheaper, it's a lot bitter, and it's a lot stronger. And now I'm going to show you how to make the perfect cappuccino, a little video segment. And then afterwards, check out the little surprise video of me of Jefferson that we recorded pre-COVID. I just want to remind you guys that Jefferson and I made this video before it was COVID, so we don't have any masks on. So, but it's something old, and I think you guys think it's great. But I'd like to thank Rusty and Jan, Terry Ravel for last week, and Jefferson Barry for being on this week. And catch us for next week, all right? Thank you for coming to George's Corner. Yeah, wasn't it? So we have a Mediterranean restaurant, and food and music go together. And the food I specialize in is in Greek food. So some of the things you guys might not know, we have a scordeia, which is like a potato dip. I can feed you too.
Good stuff.
We have a black bean hummus, and the secret is a lot of lime and lime zest. We have a roasted red pepper hummus, which is really good. It's not spicy.
And now it's time for Rusty's Senior Moment.
Well, hi everybody. It's me back again, your favorite senior. And just going to have a moment of some things that I have been thinking about, and I thought might be helpful to you. So, this is about senior discounts, and what comes to mind for me about senior discounts is Robert Kennedy when he said, "Some men see things the way they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not." This is my first approach to senior discounts. When you go to the diner and you sit down, you have to ask, do you have any senior discounts? And sometimes you'll say, well, yeah, there's a menu, or I think there is, but a lot of times they don't even know and they have to ask their boss or something like that. So, the rule of thumb, ask if they have discounts. Second rule is when they say, no, I don't think so, well, then you say, why not? Baby boomers understand this power because we've been saying why not since the 60s. So we found it to be very effective, and I would encourage you to do that. And then another question, if you really have the guts to say, well, when will it start? So I'm just going to throw that out there, and we understand how that can work in our benefit. Anyhow, other resources, of course, is AARP. Everybody knows about it, but people don't realize it's really not that expensive. It's $15 a year, and the real key to it is using it. So you really have to be up on checking out what it is that they do, and so it's a great place to start. And I think it starts even when you're not a senior. You can be like 55, right? Like that's a senior. Ha!
You could be 50.
Oh my God, to be 50 again and get senior discounts. Promotions for seniors at restaurants might also only be available on certain days of the week or at certain locations. Many restaurants have senior menus, but even if they don't, you can often snag something like 5 or 10% discount when you dine in. Now, if you find that you can't tell one day from another because you don't work full time anymore, and you might have a more flexible schedule than some other people. So, like a Monday afternoon or a Wednesday afternoon might work out for you. So you might want to consider that when you're looking for places to rent in your neighborhood. You can get 10% off purchases for seniors with a free drink at participating Arby's location. Good luck. Go in for a drink, get 10% off, and don't buy anything else. Okay, well, see, we know how that works. Denny's has a 55 plus menu, which offers discounted price for seniors. That's pretty consistent. Discounts on beverages and coffee at participating McDonald's, IHOP's 55 plus menus offers deals for seniors. That's been there for a long time. Outback Senior Steakhouse offers 10% off. Got to be AARP though. Now, some retailers are starting to do this, and things are a little bit different because of the pandemic. People have had to kind of step up their um, distancing. So, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that Amazon Prime offers a discounted membership for those with a Medicaid card. So, if you find yourself in that situation, it's something to look for. Kohl's offers a senior discount every Wednesday, 15%. That's a good number. Michael's, 10%, including some sales items every day for people 55 and older. Ross has 10% off for seniors on Tuesdays, and Goodwill has a 10% discount for seniors on Tuesdays. So wherever you think might be best for you, if you have the availability during the day, well, it might work out. Acme Markets in South Philly, we know we've taken advantage of their 5% discount for seniors on Tuesdays. So, yeah, of course, you have to check with each other's store. But I think you might find that if you've been going to school to a certain store for a while, that they might have availability and you just haven't checked it out. Now, other things, of course, we have curbside pickup now and home delivery, and that's great for seniors because sometimes um, getting out or getting out with your mask on or the other problems that go with this pandemic and all, sometimes it's the only way that you can get food in the house. So that's an option for seniors, although you might not get a discount if you're going that route. Now the other thing is, when this stuff is over, we're going to have to get out. We're going to have to live again. So it's a nice thing to consider as far as discounts on hotels and the like is the fact that right off the bat they're accessible, whether it's a wheelchair or distancing or someone to help with bags or whatever it is. Usually, Best Western, Choice Motel, Marriott, you're going to find somebody who's going to give you a hand if you need that. So, and we're talking about discounts from 10 to 15%. And so it's, when you call ahead, as I said, the first thing you ask is, do you have a senior discount? And that begins when you're 50 or 55, So, and, sometimes those kids at the front desk, they look at you and they don't know. So you gotta keep educating them, So let them know that what you're entitled to. So and before renting a car, ask about discount rates for seniors. For those above a certain age, look for these car rental deals for seniors. AARP, 30% off at Avis. Budget 30% off for AARP members. Sixt provides 5% for seniors. Thrifty, 5%, and Hertz 20% for travelers. If you're shopping for a cell phone, there's always one for whatever the carrier it is. ATT, Consumer Cellular, 5% off. AARP members for Consumer Cellulars get 30% off. So if you find that no one's calling you anymore, then you might want to look at another plan and just have your wife pick up. So. T-Mobile, 55 and over. Verizon special offers for 55 and older. Now, one thing a lot of people don't realize when they go on Medicare and they get like the Medicare B plans is that there are some things that they pay for that you're paying for yourself, like vitamins, vitamin D during a pandemic, supplies for bathing, washing, whatever. Some things they offer at a discounted rate that would be significantly lower than buying it off the shelf in the store. So the way you do that is you want to check your plan, call your adjuster. That's what they're there for, and find out what you're entitled to, and get them to mail you out a catalog that lists all the things that they're willing to pay for, and they give you like so much a month. How much is it?
We get 50.
It could be like $50 a month to spend on that stuff. Well, that money gets flushed away if you don't make a claim. So, I think that's an important thing to look at. So you look at that. So when you add it all up, nothing's really different except it's the same as it was for baby boomers throughout our existence. When you're not getting what you need, then you go and you ask for it. So check out Silver Sneakers so you can stay strong to fight the fight of ageism. And if you find that you've had senior discounts out there and that they've been helpful to you in our Philadelphia neighborhood, then put the comments in or respond to us and tell us what you think about Rusty Senior Moment. And thanks for taking the time to give me a little bit to express myself. Love you all. Hey Jefferson, good to see you. How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah, good. We're so lucky to have you today.
I
So,
appreciate what you guys are doing. The last couple of shows have been kind of fun.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're having a good time. So to get right to it, I have to ask. You're not a founding father. Where'd you get that name, Jefferson?
My family fought on the wrong side of the war.
How'd they get the name then? I don't understand.
Well, that Jefferson thing is like it's a Southern name.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
all right, right.
Give me a little
And you're from California, is that right? Did you?
Well, yeah, my family moved out there in 1967 when I was 12,
Uh-huh.
East Coast, and it was kind of an eye-opening experience, right?
Yeah, I can imagine since we're both about the same age. I know what you must have seen.
Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah. Well, that's one of the nice things about this with Terry the other night, and with you as well. We go back more than 20 years. You go back with me before Jan. I always appreciate the fact that you came out for Rusty Fest up at Bulls Island State Park in the summers. For many years, you supported us in that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was a long time ago.
I know, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But before that, where'd you get the spark? Who was it that introduced you into this lifestyle that you live now with music?
Well, at a pretty early age, my mom was bringing home Peter, Paul, and Mary records. And then when they went and saw a Bob Dylan show, and so that started to happen. I mean, we were talking about like 1962,
Sure.
63. And then the Beatles got on the Ed Sullivan Show. It was over. That's
I could
when it
have
really,
given the
like,
same.
it changed my life.
For many of us, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah,
I want to do that. When I saw John Lennon step up to the microphone and start gunning down the front row seats and just doing that whole thing that he did.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I want to do that.
You know what I want to do? I want to do that dive into the audience where they catch you and keep you from breaking a hip. But I don't know I have the courage to try it anymore, and nor do I think I could generate the numbers.
I've been in the audience for that, man. I don't know. It occurred to me pretty early on, but then I went to lived in the Bay Area, and I had a punk period where, and I was at a Black Flag show where Ed Rollins did that, and I don't know, man. That was pretty dangerous.
Well, I've never seen it up close. You're a better witness than I am.
I can only imagine how that must have felt to have somebody just drop down on a whole group of people. That must have been hit like being hit with a brick wall.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you're at a Black Flag concert. You're getting hit with a brick wall.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
So you've already mentioned Peter, Paul, Mary, and Bob Dylan, and I know they were my influence as well. I was hearing those stirrings around the same time when we're about the same age. So who else do you think influenced you?
Well, I mean, once you get into the whole psychedelic era, and I'm in Southern California, right, in the late 60s, early 70s.
Right.
Well, I mean, I got Jimi Hendrix was like a big influence. One of the incidences back in that day, back when they had record stores, the largest record store in the known world, Tower Records on Sunset Boulevard. It was 2 stories of records. We used to hitchhike up there and just like spend hours going through the stacks. I picked up LA Woman by the Doors. And like, you know what? I was like, when I was like 14, I looked like I was 8. And,
I can relate.
Which is kind of cool now because like now I'm in my 60s and I don't look like I don't look nearly.
I don't mind being asked now, being told now that I look younger by my age, but I hated it then.
Right, I hated it, and I put the thing on the to buy it, and the old hippie behind the counter said, "Your parents know you're getting this."
Yes, that was before labels, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, before the parental warnings and stuff. And if there was parental warnings, there would have been one against Jim Morrison for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because freshman year of high school, I bought 2 albums, The Doors, the classic first one, and then Are You Experienced? So it's, I guess I see how we've been on similar tracks.
Well, then I'm kind of a rocker, and I love the folk music scene, but that's not necessarily what comes out of me all the time. It's a heavy influence, but I gotta tell you, Led Zeppelin too. Whew.
Oh yeah.
Man, that just really sent me away, and I've had that beat going on.
So how would you describe your music that you typically create?
What are you looking for? What are you trying to do?
I've only come on to this pretty recently as to being able to describe it. It's that the band's called the Urban Acoustic Coalition. So I call it urban acoustic music because I'm not really an electric guitar player. I play an acoustic band, and but we're kind of playing acoustic rock music, right?
Yeah. Definitely are.
And we're telling stories about the city for the most part. And that's where the urban acoustic thing comes from.
Okay.
So you really have a theme or a demographic that you're looking to have hear your stuff.
Well, I mean, the demographic that we're stuck with is the demographic we're stuck with.
Well, this is true.
It's a little. My demographic is a little older than I would like it to be.
I can relate.
Our last album really got a lot of reaction from the jam band crowd. So that's we're headed younger with that for sure.
Okay. So a Grateful Dead type of following you're thinking.
Some Dead folks, yeah.
Okay.
And that crossover from folk festing kind of stuff to Grateful Dead stuff. I mean, you've been out there. I've rolled around in the mud with you,
Oh yeah. Well, I also have to say that some of the people that you go with are some of the best bluegrass musicians in the area. Not that that's all they do, but they do that part very well.
Yeah, the bluegrass deadhead thing carries over in the
Uh-huh.
tradition of Jerry. I mean,
Right.
Jerry
A
was a
jammer.
Jerry was a banjo player
Exactly. Right. And a jammer.
first and foremost.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
So, speaking of your latest album, tell us about it.
Double Dead Bolt Logic came out in March of 2020, and we had one album release show on March 6th,
And then the pandemic happened.
and then the whole world shut down.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we got we've been on the Americana charts with the record, throughout the summer, but we had no place to go. I mean, we got no place to play. So so we've been, working the album. I pressed it in vinyl, which really sounds nice.
Yeah.
And
Sure does.
it's a good record. The one song that really caught on with both folk radio and jam band radio was At the Festival.
I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of surprised me. The other cut that we really invested in was Ghost of California,
Uh-huh.
which is I got a great video for it.
Right.
And that didn't catch on as well. There's another song that's kind of like a Steely Dan influenced acoustic thing. Did I just say that? Steely
Mhm.
Dan acoustic thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Called Not Enough Time. And that's been getting a pretty strong reaction too. So
Cool.
I'm really proud of the record.
Oh, you should be. I've always felt that at the festival, you really captured the experience the way I've always experienced it. So it's a really good commentary on the Philadelphia Folk Festival itself.
And if you go around the country, the folk festivals have that common thread.
Oh, I imagine. Yeah, yeah. So that's something we should look into. Yeah, once we're set free.
Yeah, right. Whenever that's going to be.
I don't know. I mean, when I'm talking to my people at the Falcon Ridge Folk Festival,
Right.
they don't think it's happening. That's the
Ah.
first weekend in August.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, we do the virtual thing if we have to. It's in many ways it's a lot easier on my back not having to schlep the stuff to the festival.
Well, there's
But
There is that.
and
there's
then
that.
there's
There is that. Yeah.
yeah, and then there's opportunities like this with you. It's a different world. As many positive things about it, but I'll be glad to get back to normal. So now I know what my creative process is. What I feel like a song is something that I don't necessarily write as much as it passes through me. Starts out as this little tickling idea, and then it begins to have its own life, and then it's I'm not happy until it's resolved. What about you? What makes your song happen?
Well, I will, just sit and play just random guitar stuff, right? So it almost always starts off with the music,
Yeah.
and I'll get a chord procession that I kind of like, and I'll be mumbling to it, right, and humming to mumbling, and then maybe when I'm humming and mumbling, a couple words come out. I'm always looking for little themes.
Right.
Like if I can find the title of the song, I can usually write a song around it.
Uh-huh.
But my process is kind of a pop process.
Uh-huh.
And from there, I make sure that it has a tempo that's consistent. Because when I'm writing songs, I'm really writing songs for my band at this point.
I see.
So I say, for writing for a band, you really have to have, I practice the song to a metronome. I will record the song into a online software called Soundtrap.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then I'll share it with my bass player. That's really where it starts. Uncle Mike and I, flesh out the song. And he goes, you know what? When you're doing this here, but then when you do it there, you don't do it the same way. And that will refine it a bit.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I'll go into the studio and record the song um, as best I can to a click. And then we'll move little hits here and there so as it really lines up right on the click, because I can't play. I'm not a studio musician. I can't play right to the
I understand what
right
you're
to the
saying.
thing.
Sure.
I'm
You're
getting
not
better.
alone there.
I'm getting better at it though.
Good. Well, it takes practice. I'm sure
But
Jan will tell you it takes practice.
it does. It takes practice, and you have to practice to it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So once that happens, and I have those tracks, and then I bring in Caleb Estes, our drummer, and he and Uncle Mike will come into the studio and play off of one another while listening to my click perfect guitar and scratch vocals.
Right.
The arrangements are such that I pretty much know when Bud Burrows is going to come in with a mandolin, although I don't know what he's going to do.
So when you're
Because
writing
whatever
it-
he does is going to be brilliant. It's going to be better
Right.
than what I know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
I
we-
agree.
And then we also have I also have Marky B on harmonica and Dave Brown on banjo, lap steel, electric guitar,
everything.
And I
Hammond.
got to play on one of the songs too, which was an honor. Thank you.
And Jan played on the song too. So you know my process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an idea of it.
Yep, pretty well.
So when you're writing it with the band in mind. This one's going to come in here and there, not specifically, but generally. I see. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it will change over time, but it takes from the humming and mumbling part of it to having something that I'm willing to put out to people. It's a 6-month process minimum.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes it's years.
Well, it is years. I mean, it's and that's really the other thing I would get to is when did you play your first note, or when did you decide that this is good to me? I'm going to continue on this path. How old were you?
12.
Okay.
13.
Right. Did you pick up a guitar then?
Yep. I picked up my brother's Sears Silvertone.
It's amazing how these themes are the same. I feel like you're talking about me, but
all the kids were doing it.
I know, right? It's the truth.
And then so I learned a couple of songs, playing along to KHJ Boss Radio there in Los Angeles, and so then I'll go to a party and pick up a guitar and play, and wow, the girls really dig this,
Give us something.
Whoa, you can get girls doing this? Whoa.
Yeah.
I wish I had a dime for every time a musician said that it was a good way to attract girls.
Well, it was
hey, listen, honestly, 14-year-old boys, they don't think of anything else.
That's about it. That's true. Yes, displaced brain, but we won't go into that.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, if you could get that little 14-year-old boy now, and you could whisper in his ear, what advice would you give him?
I don't know.
Stop thinking about girls so much.
Yeah.
Or some other things. I didn't have a lot of guidance, from my folks. My folks sort of let me raise myself.
Yeah.
And I could have used better models.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Things have happened the way they happen, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Well, the thing that I notice about you, and I think other people would say the same thing, is you strike us very much like the Energizer Bunny. You've always got a project. You're always pushing something. And we see you coming, and we know what's coming with you.
And you're always out there jamming or playing.
Yeah. We've your level of commitment to your mission is unmistakable, and I think most people would be envious of that. You just make me tired.
I make my teenage high school students tired too.
I'll bet.
God, Mr. Barry, shut up.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I mean, I'm really I'm digging life. Even in this period of pandemic, I found things that keep me pretty engaged. We have another album coming out in April.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Soon,
Oh, okay.
which is the idea. Soon, this will all be in the past.
Oh, that's a great theme. Oh, I
I
look
like
forward to
it.
hearing that. Yeah, yeah. Now you said you've got you didn't say you had a CD coming out. Um, I think of it as a record. I hear a lot of people refer to their projects as records, and I always thought that that was the best way because it is a record of who you are, and all the many albums that you've done have all been sort of a portrait of where you were at that time, and obviously the one that you have coming up is very much about the future. Would you agree?
Yes, I think when you're putting together an album, and I call them albums,
Right.
um, they that it is a marker for where I'm at in a certain part of my life. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Makes sense.
and if you can go about it that way, or you can write really pop tunes that you think are just you just stack up a bunch of hits. But it's
Uh-huh.
interesting the way people use music anymore. People don't sit down and listen to a whole album anymore.
Not
People are
anymore.
very, very oriented to singles.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you're going to lead with a couple of songs on the record that really bring people into the rest of it.
Sure. Sure. Like when we were kids. First record I really got was Cool Jerk, and that was on a 45.
Wow, cool jerk.
Yeah, yeah. We're that old. Yes, we are.
Yeah, I know. I have a record that my first record was before that. Even I bought the Telstar by the Ventures.
Oh my god! Wow, that's a good one for guitar. What the heck?
Uh-huh.
And I would have to say that you are probably quite the guitarist. As chord bangers go, I think you have a lot of skill, and you were a unique style at that.
I,
It's quite impressive.
I have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's obvious. So I would say, what's next for you? I guess it's let's get out of this crap and get on with our lives.
What's his new album? But
Yeah.
what is next for you?
Yeah, what else is going on? You got any concerts or anything that you want people to know about? Oh, and then you got your own podcasty type stuff going on too.
Yeah, so
right?
tell us about that.
Yes, it's the Urban Acoustic Cellar from right here in my cellar.
Ah, I see.
And what I got is it's going to be Tuesday nights, and the premiere is this Tuesday from 8 to 9. Now, for the last couple of weeks, I've been getting the bugs out of the software
Yeah.
and figuring out what I really need to do to prepare for a show. But it is a live show on Facebook where people come in and they're chatting with me in the chat box in between songs.
Okay.
I like that concept.
And the first time I did this really, and it was a lot of fun, was I did a show for Americana Highway, and I had a sheep farmer from Scotland who was watching the show, and in between songs we were talking about his sheep.
Oh my!
Right? The internet's an amazing thing, right?
It is absolutely.
So anyway, I got this live thing down here. I had 3 cameras. I have sound coming live through my Mackie PA. I have lighting. I have a background, and there's a lot of tech going into it. There's this software called OBS.
Oh yeah.
And I'm working that.
It's that online broadcasting software.
Right.
Open broadcasting software. Yeah.
So I'm going to be running some of my videos. I've got tracks from Double Deadbolt Logic that don't have my guitar or vocal on them. So I'm playing to those.
Okay. Good.
I'm sending getting stuff back from Uncle Mike to play along with him. So I vary it up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Got some covers. Go play a little Neil Young, a little bit of this and that. So it's going to be good. I'm going to do it. I mean, I'm going to do it every Tuesday at 8:00. Yeah. I've produced an intro for it. I've got an outro coming together for it, and you gotta keep playing.
Well, that's the way I do it because the alternative is not acceptable.
Absolutely.
You can't get soft. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah. So well, listen. We love you. We love how you've always
Love you
supported
guys
us,
too.
and we really appreciate you coming along and doing all this. What's
A
this?
song.
Oh
You
yeah,
have a
you
song
would
for
have.
us?
Oh, is he? He's that guy who plays the songs. Why did you do one for us?
You know, I meant to get you to play a couple during, so why don't you play a couple of songs for us
Yeah, please.
and tell us about them?
Well, this song here is the first single on the new album. And it's a story about what we've been going through, right? An alarm goes off as she wakes up to a room unfamiliar. Staying safely away. Scrubs from yesterday won't kill her. We'll soon be together. You would not have thought we'd be gone for so long. All this time, she was on his mind, wondering when this will end. Oh, sending love notes and calls on the phone, alone like most of their friends. We'll soon be together. You would not have thought we'd be gone for so long. Ba da ba ba ba, la 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 la. Oh, misinformation, messing up expectations in a world at war with the truth. Oh, meanwhile, some guy in a fight for his life wish he'd been careful with what we all knew. La 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 la. You go downtown, there's no one around in the middle of the day. Gray graffiti on plywood sheets ask, when will things ever be the same? Soon. We'll soon be together. You would not have thought we'd be gone for so long.
Nice.
Okay, very nice. I like
Very
it.
inspiring. Yes, yes.
Got one more for us?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to hear?
Yeah.
Oh, why don't don't you do the festival song?
Yeah, that's great. I'm sure that
I'll do
would
the
ring
festival
true for
song.
a lot of.
I got to tell you though, truthfully, of all the songs that I've recorded recently, the song that's cut one, side B of the vinyl of Double Deadbolt Logic is Troubles with the Mood with Jan Alba. Oh my gosh. Honest to God.
So
That arrangement just shocked me of the way it came about and everything.
Oh, I know. Tell our viewers about it.
It's a pretty good story. We're at X Fest, and we're just 3 o'clock in the morning hacking around, and most of the people are pretty much asleep at that point. And so Jan says, Jefferson, give me something jazzy, right? And so I had this old song called Troubles with the Mood. It's basically about me drinking myself out of my first marriage. And
which is another story, yes.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story, right?
Right.
So she and Jan there was magic.
I connected with it immediately. So
connected with it immediately. It's the kind of magic that happens only at folk festivals.
yes.
Well, I'll take reference to that. I said Jan does that to people all the time.
I'm sure she does.
Because that's what Jan does. I mean,
jeez.
I think more than she has a number of talents. There's no questioning about that. But her ability to feel what another musician is trying to feel and be able to have some sort of a symbiotic thing going on. That's what I believe she does. That's what she does for me.
Well,
what the heck?
The real trick was, that just happens.
Right.
That's magic. Right. I can't explain it. I can't take
I can't explain it either.
Can't take responsibility for it. However, bringing you into the studio to recapture that moment, you came in prepared, and yet it was it was so cool. But anyway.
But what did you play that one?
Well, I would say play that song, but you've given it such a wonderful, resounding description. I would say, why don't we make them buy the album for that one and play the Folk Fest song?
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
All right.
I can solo up the Troubles with the Mood.
There we go.
It doesn't do the album justice. So, right?
Okay.
Oh, but before you do, I just want to say thanks again for joining us today. We've had so much fun. We really have.
Rusty and Jan, I'm so glad you asked me.
Oh, absolutely. Nice. Yeah.
Thank you for being our guest.
And before you go, please, folks, come on out and see me Tuesday night, 8 p.m. at Jefferson Berry in the UAC's Facebook page. And I'm going to give you like this really, really overproduced, self-indulgent kind of thing. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait.
Out in the field where we played all night, out on the horizon, early morning light. Each of us came with what we've been working on. Beautiful arrangements, interesting songs. Ladies with ukuleles, the babies now all grown, singing songs of their own. Oh, what a time, living at the festival, feeling all right here on the farm. Oh, what a night, singing at the festival, beyond the main stage lights, underneath the summer stars. Underneath the summer stars. Yeah. The day trippers left at 1:45. They miss most of the best. This festival's fun. A little bit of homegrown sprang up here and there. Jimmy fired up the kitchen as the campers gathered chairs, patiently waiting for our next turn. Someone called the changes for a song that we could learn. Oh, what a time living at the festival, feeling alright, right here on the farm. Oh, what a night, singing at the festival, beyond the main stage lights, underneath the summer stars, underneath the summer stars. Our stories were shared, staring into the fire. Someone passed the wine as the songs took us higher. More than for the players, everyone had their fun. Another summer of love, a long way from home. Nobody had to say goodnight, just fade into the shadows, knowing everything's alright. Oh, what a time, living at the festival, feeling alright, right here on the farm. Oh, what a night, singing at the festival, on the main stage lights, underneath the summer stars, underneath the summer stars. Oh, underneath the summer stars, yeah.
Lovely, lovely.
Thank you.
So,
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank
oh
you.
yeah. Again, thanks so much, and I guess we'll see you at the festival at some point.
Yes.
Oh, hope so.
Yes, we
Soon.
will. Soon, as in the
Yeah.
upcoming album. Yes. So great.
All right. Thank you again, Jefferson.
All right,
Rusty
all
and
right.
Jen,
we don't
love
have
you
to-
guys.
Well, Jan, I can't believe it. Our second show. It's in the can. In the can with Jan. That's a good one. No, that won't work.
No.
No. Anyhow, wasn't it fun?
Yes, and I especially liked getting to know our friends like Jefferson and Barry and Terry Rebell on a more personal level.
It really does kind of give you the insights into the way they do what they do and kind of what goes on in their mind with this process of songwriting. And I'd love to know what goes in the mind of our guest for next week. We're going to have Charles Nolan. I'm almost afraid to think about what he's going to tell us about his life. You know, I mean, something about it tells me he's very diverse, and he's definitely one of the more interesting people that comes out from Mililani. He's probably the most influenced beatnik I know. Well, we'd like to take a moment to thank George at the Mililani Cafe, the Grow and Sip Repeat Plant Shop, who's going to be doing some work with us this summer and such, right there next to George. Of course, Philadelphia Folk Song Society, that does so much for local musicians and local music. And all the other members of our happy little troupe that make this vibrant community so special. Where would we be without our Mililaniites? So we just love you all.
We'd like to close with another song about a coworker from Rusty's early nursing days. Rusty, it's funny how you and Frank Nightingale were never in the same room at the same time.
Well, I don't make up nursing assignments. I just go where they tell me.
Okay. So, Rusty, who is Frank Nightingale?
Frank Nightingale's a male nurse I used to work with when I first started nursing a couple decades ago.
Really?
Oh, yes. He was a man to be admired, although some people just didn't get him.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it is.
So, why don't you tell us about him?
Okay, how about in a song? I'll tell you all a story of a man who roamed the West. His job was different from most men, but he tried to be the best. So without a hesitation, I will begin the tale of Frank Nightingale. It all began one dusky morning in the hospital Frank worked. He was assigned a patient and with lightning speed he jerked straight down the hall to the patient's room. He quickly made his bed with a little sticker. This is what the patient said. Oh, to Frank Nightingale, poor Frank Nightingale. So you're the famous Frankie who worked upon these floors to make your patients comfortable and open up their doors. Wanna tell you just what I think, and I make it very clear. Any man who would become a nurse is really kind of funny. Oh, Frank Nightingale, Nightingale, oh, poor Frank Nightingale. Well, when our hero heard this will, it made his pulse rate soar. Made his noses raging bull and secretly he roared. But because he's a professional, he said with great ease, I'd like to take your temperature, turn over for me, please. Ha 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 ha! That's Frank Nightingale. Our Frank Nightingale. Okay, do it, honey. I'll tell you all the story of a man who roamed the West. His job was different from most men, but he tried to be the best. Throughout the land you'll never find a nurse who's more a male than Frank Nightingale.